Hey boys and girls, happy Friday to you. Can you believe you're back home already? We only had 2 days of school this week and you're back at home. But boy, it was a full week. So we really did do a lot of work this week and a lot of painting this week. There's white paint all over this room. Listen, here's your homework for today. Now I want to mention that because we did iReady last week, and when you come in on Fridays, you will do iReady. You can always do iReady at home. So I'll start including that on our homework sheet. I didn't do that for this week. You should always have your login details with you. I sent those home last week. So if you can do, parents, if you're listening, we want to make sure that students practice their skills by doing one reading lesson and one math lesson. And these lessons are sometimes just 10 minutes. But it's important. It sort of helps reinforce what they need to grow in those areas. So I'll start including that on here. Our letter this week was K. We only talked about K a little bit, and really in a sense of where do we hear those sounds? Where do we hear that k, k sound? Is it in the beginning, the middle, or the end? And it's important, boys and girls, because we've been practicing our alphabet every day and our sounds, that we start hearing where that sound comes in. And we worked on words my, he, so we're growing our vocabulary of words that we know. And our vibe this week was I learn from my mistakes. And I shared with everybody, definitely, even at my old age, I learn every day from my mistakes. So that's a skill that if we can start thinking of it in that way, that it's okay to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but what sets us apart is when we learn from our mistakes. You can make mistakes over and over again, but when we start learning from our mistakes, instead of going mistake, 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 when we learn from them, we just go up a little bit better. Every day we'll get a little bit better, and we won't make the same mistakes exactly. We will learn from our mistakes, and so we're growing. So that was an important vibe, and that will continue into the next week. Our work today, so we have lots of math actually to be working on this week. And so the first page is a graph and add, and in order to do that one, you need the second page. So this is a cut and paste activity, or a cut and glue activity. So you're going to take the pictures that are on this page, the penguins and the snowman and the mittens and the igloos, and you're going to put them where they belong, right? And I know that they have given you extras. So we have a set here and a set here. You won't have enough room to use both of those. So pick the top group or the bottom group to do your work. And you're going to cut them out, and you're going to glue all of the igloos here, all of the penguins here, and so on, okay? And now once you've done that, that's the first step, okay? Then you have to take a look and say, okay, how many igloos did we have? How many igloo pictures do I have here? And what's that number? And that number is going to go here. So the igloo is the first number we're looking at. That'll be the number that we put here, okay? The next one is penguins. How many penguins did we have here? Penguins is the second number, so that number will go here. And then we count them all together to figure out how many we have in all, in total. And it's important, boys and girls, to start saying those words in our mind. How many do I have in all? Because when we talk like that and when we think like that, we're being mathematicians. We're using those math skills, and we're thinking in all together. Oh, that's addition. I know my number should be getting bigger. So that's really important when we start thinking about how many in all, or using that language, okay? So that's the first activity. That'll be fun. It's always good to practice cutting and using those skills. Those skills reinforce and help us with our writing. So every time we're doing this, it is helping with our writing, okay? This is another math paper. Again, what is the sum? How much in all? And this one you don't have to cut out or anything. It's just really easy. And remember, we have lots of strategies. We can count with our fingers. We can draw pictures, we can draw objects, we can use tally marks. If you have, in class this week, we used our cubes, but you can use anything at home. If you have beans at home, or if you have a bunch of toy cars, if you have some LOLs or some Legos, you can put all of those together and say, okay, I need one LOL, and I'm going to add one more LOL. How many do I have all together? Or Legos or toy cars, whatever it is that you want to use to count, you can do that at home. And it works just as well as like in class when we use our cubes and we're trying to count them all together. Okay, so there you go. We are going to become very good at doing addition, and this week we practice subtraction. We're going to become very good at that. Again, here we're putting our addition skills into practice. So I have two items here. I have mittens and then I have snowflakes. So how many mittens do I have? That number goes in the beginning. And then how many snowflakes? That number goes down here. So I have 2 mittens. I would write number 2 here. And I have 1, 2, 3 snowflakes. That goes here. But how many do I have all together? Well, let me count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 goes there. That's how many items I have all together. Okay? The next page is to read and color. It says read the sentence in each box and color the picture to match the sentence. So you have to be able to know what it says. Don't just go start coloring and not pay attention. The instructions were to read the sentence, and you might need some help on this, but boys and girls, there are words in here that we know, and if you take a look at the picture, I'll tell you that the sentence is about the picture. So see if you can use those special reading skills and looking at the pictures to try to help us decode our reading. So the mittens are red, right? Then I need to color the mittens red, okay? Each one of these talks about what color you should color the picture, okay? So do the best you can with that one. If you can read the sentence, you will understand what color, okay? I'm sure I will have some students that will just try to read the color and then do it that way too. That's okay. It's better to read the whole sentence. Here we're going to fill in the missing letters. So these are those special letters that I said are vowel sounds that we always have. A, E, I, O, U are always in our words, and those are the letters that have 2 sounds. So for instance, if we think about A as a, or a, it has 2 sounds, and so we have to try to figure out which one of those letters is going to go in here. Or also some of the letters can be different. Like if we're taking a look at this one and we see a web, we have to think about what's that last sound we hear. So that's where hearing those sounds in the beginning, the middle, or the end will really be helpful, okay? I really challenge you boys and girls on trying to do this work independently. We will need some help from time to time for sure, but it's really important that you use this work to help your mind to grow, okay? This is something we haven't talked about before in class. It is something we will talk about. So this is a great way. We've started sort of hearing some of these sounds like shorts, shoes, shirt. The other day we talked about thorn, okay? And this is a CH, and CH says ch. So as we get into the spring, when the weather starts warming up a little bit more, we're gonna start talking about these, but it's a good way to sort of start thinking about them. And so you're going to take a look at the pictures. Again, this is a cut and glue or cut and paste activity. And so you're gonna look at the first picture. The first picture is chicken. What's that beginning sound I hear? Ch, right? So I'm going to glue the chicken in the ch sound. So we have ch, sh. And if you look at my mouth, you'll see that each of those sounds looks different too. They should sound different and they should look different. So ch, ch, sh, sh, all very different. So if you look in the mirror, you'll see that when you make those sounds, they look very different as well. Okay, and they sound different as they should. And that's your homework, boys and girls. So remember, you can also do the I Ready. That's a fun way to practice our skills. Get your homework done and read your books. Boys and girls, as you guys are coming in on Fridays, you're reading for me, I'm listening to you, and we're making sure that you're reading the right level of books. So it's important that you practice reading those books, because the more you read, the more you know, right? And the more you read, the better your reading will become, so that you can read more things, read the books that you're bringing from library, or read the books that you have at home. So that's our goal. The books that you're reading right now, I know are not very exciting, but it's just a tool to help us to be able to grow, so we can read the books that we want to read, the books that we choose to read, okay? So boys and girls, have a super fabulous weekend. Get your homework done, but also go out and have fun. It's very important to have fun with your family or your friends and to be safe in those times. And it's gonna snow maybe this weekend, so I expect to hear lots of snow stories when we come back on Monday. And I'm excited because next week I get you all week. I get all 4 days of you. So work on your letters and sounds. We have a PJ party that we're working towards. That's coming up in the next 2 weeks. So boys and girls, I miss you today, but have a super fabulous day and a great weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Cut.